The content and opinions shared on Talking Randomish are intended for entertainment and informational purposes. They reflect the personal views of the host and guests and do not constitute professional advice or represent any affiliated organization.
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.
Welcome back to Barbershop Talking Randomish. I am your master barber, the elder, the guy. One of the guys that's trying to be a guy that's sitting next to the guy that's sitting next to my piccolo player. But we are back with some educators, man. We celebrate education. Tonight I just wanted to just tell some people thank you for what they doing. Thank you for their service. Thank you for being who you are and for why you are. Thank you. Before we left, Weaver.
Yes, sir.
You posed a hell of a question. Could you please restate your question?
I'm gonna restate that question.
Yes, sir.
The question is education still or is the great equalizer?
Okay, I'm gonna answer that question. Yes, but education and information have to be. Some people think information is education. Education is understanding. And that can cover a wide range of topics. I'm supposed to be putting together a curriculum for a program for Dr. Watkins at Hillsman. Build on a program he had already started that I wanted to take a step further and start educating the kids on finance. You know what I'm saying? Credit. Different ways to be an entrepreneur. I've been in so many classrooms where I say, what do you want to do when you leave here? And you say, entrepreneur. And you always ask a follow-up question, entrepreneur of what? An entrepreneur is not something like you aspire to establish a business and that's your entrepreneur and become a CEO or whatever that is. But just to say I aspire to be a CEO, you see what I'm saying? So like, that statement right there says you don't understand what a CEO is. You've heard the information, and that's the part that people get mixed up. It's like just giving them a book or just giving them the information. A lot of times they say, oh, that's education. We're educating them by giving them the information. No, education is understanding. And so understanding, yes, is the great equalizer still.
And to be knowledgeable, if you're knowledgeable about anything, you're supposed to be able to teach it to somebody else. So if you're giving all this information, I agree with what you're saying. Children are just getting information, inundated with information, but they're not knowledgeable.
Facts.
They cannot tell you how they got to this answer. They cannot tell you what this means. The comprehension level is low. Okay?
No.
So with that being said, are they even comprehending what they see on social media, parents? That's for y'all.
Right.
How are they getting, they're getting the information, like you said earlier, but they're not mature enough to handle it.
That's right.
So that means they're not comprehending it right. So that's another thing we've got to look at.
And they're living in a state of psychosis because of it.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. So the answer to your question is what, Joe? Is education the great equalizer?
Right.
I don't know.
I say yeah, because you said knowledge. Knowledge. The 5%ers have a term. They say knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and that's the great cipher. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's the completion. That's according to the 5% doctrine. I'm not one, what I'm knowledgeable of. So knowledge is to know.
Mhm.
And you can't know anything unless you understand it. You can't say you know it unless you understand it. So to get knowledge, true knowledge, not information. I read this book, I know this says this and that. That's information, but to have knowledge to know the information, whatever it is. I know math. So now when I'm in a situation to where I need to make these calculations on the job or make these calculations, that calculation might have got me a raise. You know what I'm saying? Or this understanding or this knowledge that I have of how to communicate, how to use language comprehension. So how to communicate, how to put your words together might have gotten you a job or opportunity just because of the way you talk. You look a certain way, but you can use your words well because you know them, because you understand how to use the language. So
what do we do now when the system is telling children you can only work this math problem this one way?
But
We're dumbing down people.
That's kind of
Because
false,
if that child can go count down on with like this here and get to the answer, fine. If the child can draw, doodle it, fine, as long as you get to the answer. But we are dumbing our kids because you're sticking to this one way. The only way they can give me the answer is the way I told them to give it to me.
and
That's bondage.
it's kind of
Intellectual
also
bondage.
that's kind
I
of
agree.
false and a misunderstanding of the way things have been. When they went to that whole shift, they was like, "Oh, it's new math." I had the privilege of working in a charter school during the whole shift of that, and the math curriculum we had at the time that we were using was it was Eureka Math, and our person found it from like up in New York, but it also is connected with a lot of how East and South Asia, how they put together their math. And for me, it was easy because I'm a math mind, so I was able to understand it. But I did have a lot of parent pushback. They was like, "Oh, well, I know how to do it this way, and that's why I'm a teacher." It's like, that's fine if, we just ask your child to solve this one problem. If you show them that and they get it, if they understand how to do it, that's fine. This system and the way the standards actually were written out, you take a computation problem and you show all the possible ways that it could be computed to get to where the answer is. And whatever one is pinging in that kid's brain, that's the one, of course, they're going to use all the time. But of course, on the test, it might show you, okay, yeah, you get it this way, but show me it this way. Because if you can show me it a different way, that means you understand it.
Right.
So then that's where you were getting that pushback, because people were like, "Oh, well, you're changing it." And it's like, no, just because I showed you something different doesn't mean I'm changing what you already know. I'm just seeing if I can throw something else at you and you also absorb that.
Teachers used to be able to do that.
You should
Yeah.
be able to do
Yeah, when
that.
we
can
were
throw- we
young,
can throw a
teachers,
lot
my
of wide
teacher used to do that to me in math, stuff like that. Of it that breaks my heart, because not just for the students, but also for the teachers that really want to teach. That's what I was going back to earlier, because you handcuffed by the system that mandates how
Yeah.
you get across that information,
Right.
how you affect this child. Every child learns
Different. Every child.
Every single child
That's
learns
right.
differently. And so, don't get me started in Horace Mann and Prussia and the history of school itself. It's a whole nother conversation,
Right.
whole nother rabbit hole that I could go into deep.
Yeah.
But just the model of solve the problem that way.
Yeah.
One way.
Mm-hmm.
When you got all of these different brains in here who process information all differently. So having multiple ways to solve the problem so that you understand it and know it, that's when it becomes knowledge.
Right.
I can solve the problem this way, I can solve it that way, I can solve it quick, I can go through the long method, I can go through the short method, but I'm gonna get to the same answer every time.
Yeah.
That's knowledge, that's education, that is the great equalizer.
That's it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely think education still is the great equalizer because, but I won't go a step further. I think self-education is the best education. You know what I mean? Because that's what you want to learn. So part of being the great equalizer now, I think that if we don't believe it's the great equalizer, then why are we sending our kids to college? You know what I mean? Like, what's the purpose? Is it to get a job, which it may not be there? You know what I mean? And so I think with the rules literally are being changed right now, even as we speak. Different from what we've been through. You know what I mean? Send your kids to college, they get a good job, or they become an entrepreneur. You know, like that may not be right.
College don't even lead to entrepreneurialism.
Right. When you start talking about being an influencer, you know what I mean? Like, you know, most successful entrepreneurs didn't go to college. Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because college prepares you to go into the work field, right?
The system.
Some colleges.
Yeah. You go to college to be a cog. You don't go to college to be the orchestrator.
Yeah.
Usually the orchestrator hires people who went to college to be cogs. You know what I'm saying? Because they've gone through the whole public school system, college, the whole nine, all the way up. You're structured now. Yeah. Now you just spent all this money and you put yourself in a situation where now in order to even get yourself to a place where you on equal footing, you got to do everything this boss told you to do for this amount of time. Yeah. Entrepreneurialism is not in your immediate scope unless you have an opportunity within the company because of something that you know.
Opportunity.
Well,
or that you created for yourself.
That is why both need to be taught. You know, yes, I get it. The component of the system, how they're teaching, you know, education this way, but they also need to be taught the creative side so that they can create their own way.
I'm
Even
an artist,
if their college doesn't work, if college don't work, if that's not the route there to go, at least they will have that left brain
That's right.
idea to get them money, make their own money. But we need to be teaching both, not just this one way. And that's, I think, the downfall of the system and how it's teaching, I'm saying black kids.
Yeah.
You can't teach us the same way. I'm just, you cannot.
Since you said that, in what ways does your race, gender, and socioeconomics determine how you teach? And how does it determine how you feel being in these places?
Okay. I'm going to give you an example. I started teaching in Metro Atlanta, the hood, Bankhead. Okay. Creative, fun. I mean, I have those children are grown. My son 28. They about 28, 30 now. They still remember that experience. They're doing well in life. We played every instrument you could think of. We wrote songs. We made learning fun in their environment. Now, went to the north side. I mean, I did it, but it wasn't fun. I mean, I taught there, but I couldn't put on the intercom which way is up. You know, we did that at the black schools. We could play our music. We studied Kwanzaa and East, and so the culture, it was inundated with culture. So the kids loved coming to school. On the north side, like I said, I went and I left. I went and I left. They're being educated though by traveling. They're being educated in
outside the walls.
Enrichment activities outside of school. Their parents have money. Their parents are in the building all the time. The PTA had $80,000 to $90,000 in it, so their after school programs were chess and ballet, SAT prep. Okay, we didn't get the same things. So the way that we educate though is different. I taught kids through music. I taught math, science, social study, through integration, arts integration, music integration, and they never forgot it. I went to the north side. I couldn't teach the same way. Even though I did it, it wasn't as fun, it wasn't as fulfilling for me as an educator. But it helped me get my doctorate because I didn't have to deal with behavior problems.
Come on.
You see the two?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a difference. We don't, our kids need movement. They need artistic things. They need sports. They need group, community things. And so we've got to get back to that. Now, black folks have always had community. Always had community that pulled together. And I think we're missing that because it's a me generation too. So we've got to get back to community and helping each other.
And I just pray that we do it without some sort of catastrophic event that forces us to do it.
It's already happening.
I know. That's why I said that. That's literally why I said that. It's already happening, and you know, at some point, you know, it's going to have to kind of. And now, post COVID, you know what I'm saying? Post COVID, it's like, oh yeah, that might be the way to go. But I say that to say, I remember when my kids were young, and they used to complain. Go to school. I used to always pick, man, school's overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want friends. Like, social circles is overrated. But I mean, I was able to have them in stuff like chess and community. You know what I'm saying? And different things, different programs. Study robotics and chess and community. Most of my kids did. And other programs to kind of give them that social interaction. So when my twins got their first job at Dairy Queen, and they were in there with kids who, I remember my son used to come home all the time because he's working with other kids who went to school, whatever the case may be. Like, man, they can't even count. Man, they can't, like, is that what it is? It's like, I said, I try to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, by us taking y'all education in our hands, we're able to give you a better quality education. So now when you go on, I remember my son used to go on chess and community trips and stuff like that. And Life will call me like, man, when your son is sitting there and we having like intellectual conversations, he's in the conversation. When they get, all the kids get on that nonsense and they over there, he usually separates himself. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to add intellect, he has something to add to the conversation because I was able to be more hands-on to make sure he got that. So, and that's partially because I understand what type of kids I'm dealing with, so I understand how to educate them. So I say all of that just to say that eventually that model is going to be the best case scenario, where black educators are teaching black kids in an environment that's conducive for their individual learning. Because all of y'all know who's been in classrooms with multiracial kids, you understand that they intake information very differently than the way they intake.
Well, we've all heard of the great Marva Collins.
Yeah.
Okay. Marva Collins, black woman, who was a risk taker. She said, I'll have a school and it's going to be in my house. And she started a school in her house for inner city kids.
Chicago.
Chicago, right. So those kids went off to do great things. And like you said, I really believe we're in an era now. Homeschool. Listen, homeschool. If you need to do it, the thing of it is, you gotta have the right network. You know, homeschools have networks now. So your kids, like back then, no, they didn't get the social, but now they do. The networks of homeschool, you can get social things, you can go on field trips, you can You know, they even have something to go to Bible study. You
And
know,
sports. And-
My son,
and-
yeah,
and
I was about to
they-
say, my son played
connected to
basketball.
sports. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
My
yeah.
son played high school basketball, won a championship and everything.
so as parents in the community, we gonna have to go to the table now.
You know, I think that we gotta continue to fight for school choice. Believe it or
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean? My parents believe in school choice.
But
Right.
actually
You
know
know.
what it is though, because a
Know
lot of
what
people
it
just
is.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it's school choice. I don't like this teacher. I don't like this. It's
Yeah.
this principal. I'm gonna go to be like, no,
But
you are the
there's some good
problem.
teachers in bad schools, some bad teachers in good schools.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But I still think, you know, when you think about choice, like the school I teach at, it's a parent's choice. I tell the kids all the time, your parents chose for you to come to this school. Somebody value education. You know what I mean? And so when I talk to my Caucasian parents, my Asian parents, they feel the same. It's a choice. So when you think about schools like what we grew up in, at Barney Shoals, Hillsman, it was very diverse.
Yes.
I think it was very beneficial.
Absolutely.
However, you talk to some of the older teachers, they said that was the beginning of a lot of us, you know, being educated improperly. You know what I mean? They didn't necessarily support integration. You know what I'm saying?
I agree that it helped us because we saw the world as it really was.
Yeah.
Now, what I think it hurt us is like from Chicago, they started the school in her house.
Right.
She had to teach the first grade with the 12th grade,
And they
they all got it. And
Right.
they had so she had to organize the
Differentiate.
curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and differentiate
That's the word, right?
and make it work for
Right.
because this student might be learning a little different from this student over here. So you had to maneuver around, and once we stopped teaching our own, we stopped learning some of these things, some of this stuff, some of this pride, some of this love.
That's why HBCUs are so powerful.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
That's why my
I
son
would
is here
never
at Alabama
forget
State.
that experience.
Yeah,
Because that's something that you're not going to get anywhere else.
absolutely.
You're going to get support. Yes, even black people they come from different cultures. It's diversity amongst
Yes.
black people.
Absolutely.
So you still get that, but you get the support that you might not get at a PWI. It's just
And-
different.
I'll say being born and raised from Atlanta, I think my education journey was one of the best that I could have, and I would almost want that for any kid growing up if I could structure how a perfect education. So from kindergarten to 8th grade, I went to a small black private Christian school. 9th to 12th grade, I went to a very prestigious, 99% African American population, but it was everything from the hoodest of the hood to the $500 million house. We was all in there.
Of Cascade.
We are not off Cascade.
Sounds like
I
Cascade
mean,
in the
there
making.
may be some people that had houses over there. No, the great Westlake High School.
Westlake.
And then from Westlake, I had plenty of friends that was like, oh, I'm going to HBCU. And I'm like, I applied to a couple, but I really wanted to go to Georgia State. And I was glad I went because that actually showed me what the world looked like, what all of Atlanta looked like.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I didn't been around all my people.
So
Let
that's
me
why.
see
That's
what
why.
other, and it was like, and it worked for me because
Absolutely.
I got to be that, and then I got to see it, and I got to step outside of just the four walls that was my house with me and my mama, and I got to see everything. When I was at Georgia State, I knew at least one person of every ethnicity that touched the foot of Georgia State. But then if I wanted my HBCU affiliation,
Right on down the
you
street.
see that?
They-
She
Right, go take a walk
got
down
the
the street. Yeah.
And then
HBCU
like,
experience in
oh, yeah.
elementary and
Yeah.
middle.
And that's-
You know, so that
And so I
makes
do say, like, for
Right.
the kids, especially the kids that would come down to the AUC from, like, your places where all they've been around, where it's just maybe them and one other person in their class that look like them. Go. And I say that for anybody. It's like, if you an Asian kid and you know, go find your people. Please, go find your people. You should always, at some point during your education journey, be around your people.
Mhm.
It's not just, it doesn't, you don't always have to think, oh, I gotta be a full diverse and check off all the boxes. No, it's okay to just be with your folks.
Yes, sir.
It is okay. That is a part of the educational journey, to know how your people are, to know how other people are, to be open to it all.
It's empowering
Yes.
to be around your people. Let's just say what it is.
Yeah.
And in Atlanta, it's different from here because our schools are predominantly black.
Absolutely.
Our elementary schools
Absolutely.
are we have black and brown children. I might have one Caucasian child. So you're gonna get that experience, but here it's a little different.
It's a little different.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think coming from here, it helped me to appreciate when I was with my people. And when I was around my people, because a lot of that was lacking being here. So when I got to my people, I guess it made me hunger, my hunger and desire to eat up what my people was giving. What was more. Joe.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'm looking on Facebook and this little thing pop up.
Oh yeah.
It pop up. First black coach to win a state.
Yes. Yes.
Tell us about that experience. Tell us what was that like being the first black golf coach in the state of Georgia to win state championship. To take them kids and do that and give them that.
Well, it was an incredible experience, to be honest with you. And the coaching staff I had with me was an incredible coaching staff. So I definitely don't want to take all the credit. You know what I mean? The golfers I had, put in a lot of work. But to be a part of something like that was not something that I anticipated because I didn't even know it was something. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that it had never been an all black team or all black coaching staff. You know what I mean? So I just wanted good golfers. You know what I mean? So I was chasing the pursuit of a state championship, right? So that was my motivation. You know what I mean? It's still my motivation. Some people have looked at it to where they think that I literally tried to create that. You know what I mean? I was blessed enough to have just great golfers who were black. You know what I mean? And so if I had a Caucasian who was a great golfer, he would have been playing.
Absolutely.
If I had a Caucasian coach who was with me, they would have been coaching with me. You know what I mean? Just like my staff is very diverse now. But it was an incredible experience to represent so many African American coaches who coach golf, who love golf. We opened a lot of doors, a lot of recognitions went to us that there were kids out there who loved playing golf who were not Caucasian.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of coaches out there, people who know how to play golf besides just white males. And so I've just been blessed, you know what I mean? And so I've been allowing God to kind of just guide me, you know? And so I've been a coach, football coach, basketball coach, baseball coach, you know what I mean? College coach. So to be able to coach those kids, it's just been a real blessing, you know what I mean? My dad gave me clubs at 8 years old, you know? And you would have told me at 40 years later, you're going to be the first black to win a state championship, you know what I mean? In golf, you know what I mean? Like my dad would say, look, you got something special, you're going to be coaching the Super Bowl champions, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just how he talk, you know, that's what you're going to do. And so to think about that 40 years later, you know, I think about the seeds that you plant early in your kid's life and how it might manifest itself. You never know. And so, you know, currently I got 3 girls right now, black girls who play golf. You know what I mean? They're good, you know. So to be able to have that in my household and kind of see that that rareness, you know, is a beautiful thing, you know. But you know, it's a lot of other people out there who are great at the game, and I've had to try to show light that they're out there. Because when I talk to some coaches, they say, I would recruit an African American if I knew where they were. Well, there is none out there. So, of course, you're talking about a global sport now where people go to Australia, to get golfers, Africa to go get golfers, Spain to get golfers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's an international sport to where if you want to play college golf, you got to put work in it. No different if you were playing baseball.
Absolutely.
You're playing football. You got to put work in it. It don't happen by mistake just because of the color of your skin.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I just love giving kids the opportunity to shine. You know, and so that's been my blessing, man. You
So
know what I mean? Because I didn't know it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? But I kind of saw it.
Yeah.
So when I told them, the kids were like, "You're crazy." But you know what I mean? I would say, "Look, we're gonna play for a national championship." So winning the state was a big check, right? But the first year when we went, we were runner up.
Yeah.
See, nobody knew us. Then all of a sudden, everybody knew us. So now we're everybody's state champion. Like if you say Alabama or Georgia, you everybody's national
Yes, sir.
championship every time you step on. Our golfers have to be like that. You know what I mean? So I have to make sure that we look a certain way, we play a certain way. You know what I mean? Because we're elevating the game for other kids who may not even know. You know what I mean? Who want to get into the game.
I remember when you brought those kids to the station.
Yeah.
And just listening to them and the pride and
Yeah.
that they had in themselves.
Well spoken.
Oh yes. Oh
Very
yes.
well. Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You can tell they had a passion and a love and a desire for it. And like I say, I like, and I know I said it then, but man, for me to know you,
We were
grew
proud
up
of you,
with you,
Joe.
boy,
We were proud
boy,
of
I
you.
appreciate
boy,
that. I
boy,
appreciate that,
we was
sis.
all at stake.
I appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tried to, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rick. I tried to document, from the time I started because I knew this is something different. You know what I mean? And so I knew once we got to the top, people are gonna doubt like how you got there. You know what I mean? So if you go back on YouTube and you type in Drew Charter Golf, you're gonna go back to 2016 to see when the team actually started.
Drew Charter.
Yeah, golf. So you're gonna see like recruitment videos, right? Like it was no black recruiting videos for kids who wanted to play golf on the next level that you could go and see, right? So I tried to flood all YouTube and stuff to put those kids out there so they could be seen. So coach can't say, "Well, I can't find them."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the coach at Howard, Sam P, he does a wonderful job. He was part of our program, setting up the First Tee program, which I think has opened many doors for us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's still doing it. And one of the coaches on his staff, Shelton Holloway, he was on our coaching staff.
Okay.
So now he coaches the girls there. So I'm watching the game grow. But when I came to Athens, my daughter said, "Dad, let's play it here in Athens." You know, we come back home and I started calling around. And I realized there's still a lot of doors being shut. Like the place where I played when I was young, right? Now it's a country club. You got to pay $5,000, right? That's just
entry.
like your application fee.
Ooh.
And then it's like $300 some a month just for you to have access to be able to play. You know what I mean? 9 holes or 18 holes. You know what I mean? So you got to think of some of these kids don't even know certain doors are shut. You know what I mean? So we got to continue to fight for our kids to have access.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Not just, access to clubs, access to the course, access to balls, access to clothes, access to training. You know what I'm saying? All those things. And so I think our school has did a wonderful job in investing in it. But it was designed around it. So when you look at Drew Charter in Eastlake, it was designed around get rid of Eastlake Meadows, right? But Shirley Franklin wanted affordable housing, mixed income community, but they didn't want to put a football team there. You know how much I love football,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
They didn't want that. They didn't want ROTC. Okay? So my thing was, if I'm going to be the golf coach, then this is going to be football. And if you don't have football, then you're going to have to invest in
Yes, sir.
golf like you would be in football,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So golf was going to be football. You know what I mean? So when you start talking about the kids that you share in other sports, our kids got to be exposed early.
Yes.
Yes.
At Barney shows, at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Somebody has to continue to say, look, these kids need an opportunity that they don't even know that they ain't got.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so,
And we, the wonderful thing about it all, we grew up here.
Yeah.
But we're in Atlanta and we have seen all of these things, all of these programs that Athens never have seen.
Yeah.
And so I think we're at a time now that Athens need to stretch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, people like me, I'm willing to come back. I know Joe will come
For
here.
sure.
I mean, we're here,
Yeah.
but we have seen what Athens don't have
Yeah.
and know how to implement it.
Yeah.
So Athens, I'm saying to y'all, you better holler.
Yeah.
Holla,
Absolutely.
because we have, I'm telling you, Athens don't have the performing arts like they should
Yeah.
for black children.
Especially since
They
it's
don't
a
have,
music
I'm working with a
talent.
man
The
now,
art
black
program.
man,
That's
who
great.
has a writing app. Come on now, it's ways, but y'all got to stretch out, and yeah, you're gonna pay money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not free,
Yeah.
like you pay for everything else.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Few weeks, school year get ready to start back.
Tomorrow for me.
Okay. So what's upcoming? What's your goals for this upcoming year? What does success look like come next May?
For me, I think is, and I hate to say this, brother, and I listen to you constantly, right? Making through the school year health. You know what I mean? Having been able to have my health intact to where I can walk, I can run, I can listen, I can do, I can bend, I can jump. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like for real.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I'm seeing teachers, you know, who suffer from mental stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Just mental wellness.
Stress.
You know what I mean? Overwork. You know
Stress
what I
kill
mean?
you physically.
Yeah. So success look like that because I'm gonna teach. You know what I mean? Time you come in, time you leave. And I'm gonna enjoy it, you're gonna enjoy it, we're gonna enjoy that part. You know what I mean? But I just wanna make sure I make it through the school healthy, and just look forward to what's to come. You know what I mean? I'm always open to what God continue to bless me with. You know?
Doctor?
Well, I'm retired from the system.
See where I'm going.
Oh, she be rubbing it in. She rubs it in.
I do know what I
well.
mean.
She rubs it in well. Yes.
No, but like I said, I'm retired from a system,
Mhm.
but not the call. So I will continue to work with children, even adults and young adults, until God calls me home. And so I do have educational consultant business where I can come in, train teachers, train your young people. I'm a motivational speaker. I do family engagement where I can teach parents how to educate the kids. So I am a human resource, and I will continue to do that. But my year is going to look like that.
Okay.
So pretty much, yeah.
Starlight?
Honestly, I just want to get back a fresh start at building the foundation again. Being the fact that I'm going back to the younger ages, specifically kindergarten. So this is my first time actually teaching kindergarten, but getting back to the foundation ages.
Okay. Okay. Issues?
Well, been overcoming a lot, so first and foremost is just to overcome and then be triumphant. But for me, staying on course with being a guest educator, I do want to, before the end of the school year, get my teacher cert, just to have it and, you know, just decide what I want to do with it from there. I have my boxing program. We are at 1001 Winterville Road right now, but I'm actually moving in August. I already have a new space, so I'll be moving my boxing program. So plan to continue that and grow with that, youth programs and all that other stuff, and you know, continue to do my music and continue to teach and continue to speak at the schools, UGA or wherever else, and just keep. I mean, my whole journey is education. whether I'm on teacher salary or, you know, teaching through my music or mentoring or coaching boxing or, you know what I'm saying? So just to continue everything that I'm doing, and from the educational side, what success looks like to me is by the end of the year, I at least have my teacher cert, my actual teacher cert, whether I decide to, you know.
All right. Well, you got a village here.
Yeah.
Of anything that you need to help you get wherever you want to go, I can definitely put you in contact with these lovely people. And I don't know if y'all seen, but old fellas walk through here. It's kind of ghostly. Yes, sir. But I don't know, Joe and Tanya, y'all remember in the 4th grade I slung a ribbon in the sky?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay.
Every time I hear that, I
Sing
think
it,
about
Mary.
you.
No. The reason for a ribbon in the sky just walked in the room.
Oh, really? Okay.
My first big brother, my Uncle Robert, just walked in. And like I said, he was my first big brother. And how I came about singing that song, I think that was the first time you left Athens. And he left that 45. He left that 45. It was Ribbon in the Sky and Black Orchard. I single one on the other side. And I played a Ribbon in the Sky and played it over and over and over because my big brother was gone.
Yeah.
This guy that was showing me, he allowed me to follow him, and I looked up to him, and I remember I think you moved to Atlanta then, didn't you? He actually took me to Atlanta and hung out with him, and then we had to take him to the airport one time. And I think I stood at that window, watched that airplane just take off, and I think I cried. My big brother was gone.
Yeah.
But what he showed me was there was life in the world outside of where we was at. And there was more to get than where we were. I remember going to, our boat pulled into Washington.
You pulled into San Francisco.
Yeah. We pulled in, San Francisco. They came and I went and hung out with him and Aunt Carla and KJ and Courtney, and man, it just had a ball, man. And I am thankful and blessed that my aunt is seeing me in my element, man. This is one of the people, like I said, that was responsible for me being me. And I want to say thank you, Aunt, for coming through the barbershop, checking us out. And Sam, I know you remember,
I'm trying to fit the face, man.
yes, sir. He Broad Street. Yeah, we was over there on
Broad Street.
Broad Street. Yes, sir.
Okay.
He was there for a little while.
Okay. It's coming a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta give me some more stories, though.
I mean, he definitely got plenty. Taught me how to shuffle some cards. I remember one day he was showing me how to get my little hand together, trying to shuffle the cards, and plenty time. And like I said, I want to thank him. And actually, his daughter Courtney, cousin Courtney, will be here tomorrow morning. And this weekend we're gonna have a big celebration. Just celebrate family and love. And and I think that's gonna be one of the first times our family has gotten together, and it wasn't to tell somebody bye. You know, we actually coming together, they saying hello and I love you and glad to see you. And I as the older you get, you cherish these moments, and you appreciate it more. That's why it's so touching and feels so good that Starlight, the lovely Starlight, is in the building. The First Lady of Talking Random-ish, and Dr. Marcy, you here, and Joel with Issues, and my slim fit brother is with me, man. It's like this I wouldn't back here in Athens with y'all, my people, my family, my friends, my loved ones. I'm happy, man.
I know that right.
You know we love you. We drove. We
Thank
drove
you.
down the road.
And that's when you know you love, man.
Yeah, we drove
Yeah,
down the
you-
road.
Yeah.
It's my first time here.
Hey,
Wow.
Oh, it is.
yes.
Wow.
And tomorrow we definitely gonna get together and go check out some stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of places to eat.
Absolutely.
No problem.
And just hang out for a little bit. But hey man, we gonna close this thing up, man. I thank you, Sam.
Oh, man.
You going to the game?
Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go support my little cousin, man.
And what is that again?
It's arena football, man. I didn't even realize he was playing, but he's finished college and he's actually gonna start teaching, I think, at Clark Middle.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be an educator, but I didn't realize that he was still pursuing his dream, and he's been playing arena football. So it's a divisional championship. It's in Suwanee.
Oh man.
Don't ask me the names. I just know the game is at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
What's the name of the team?
Let me see.
yeah.
I will tell you in a minute.
I know a lot of football.
It is.
A lot of football out there.
See if I get.
A lot of football.
Yeah.
Division championship is I can't read it. Mississippi Wolfpack against the Georgia Indians. Yeah, it's arena football.
Okay.
From 6 o'clock in Suwanee, Georgia.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go check him out, man. I got to see him last week, and we were just chopping it up. He went to Charlotte,
Okay.
and got a job here. He finished his degree and everything, but he was still pursuing this.
That's what's
football.
up.
Yeah,
That's what's up. If we weren't doing the family thing, I'm sure we're going.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm not. And salute the chair number one, the scalper himself, him and his family down in Destin,
Mm-hmm.
and Larry, who a little under the weather today. Black Lassie, future owner. I guess he trying to make sure that the yard man is getting the yards ready so he can get his house.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this game called life is a series of moments. The past is just that, the past. Learn from it and be thankful for it. The future, prepare for it, is coming. Let's get to the next one. The present, it is a gift. Enjoy the journey. Take pictures. But most importantly, thank God. We're going to clean these clippers.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so I almost forgot before I left. It's crazy. Everybody who is watching right now and who will be watching it once it gets shared later on. 40 Watt, July 25th. Friday, July 25th at the 40 Watt. It's going to be Molly Too Hot, Foreign, Mocha, Ant the Ripper, AD Santana. We got a star-studded dope show. And then, of course, I plan to cut loose. So, you know, it's very rare that I get a chance to. I've been doing a lot of performances. It's very rare that I get a chance to do a concert. And so, what I mean by that is like rocking for 30, 45, whatever. It's been a minute since I cut loose. So, I have a lot of reason to cut loose. So, you know, I'm praying everybody come with it. I got some talented people on the lineup. So if everybody come with it, it's going to be a dope show. But what I plan to do on stage will be worth the price of admission by itself. So, $20 of advance tickets, $25 at the door, 40 Watt, July 25th. It's also going to be a CD release party. I got a album coming out, probably going to release it on my birthday, which is the 21st. Name of the album is called Legendaries, produced by Duddy Ken. And also the show is a benefit, because as most of y'all know, the things that I'm dealing with or fighting or whatever. So I got this legal case that I'm dealing with that I have to fight. So it's also supporting the show is also supporting justice because you know, for those who know what my situation is, winning this fight is a fight for it's a win for justice. So July 25th, come out. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have merch. Everybody gonna do their thing. Everybody gonna have to come with me. I'm putting everybody under pressure. I plan to pour gasoline all over the stage and burn it to the floor. Okay, so yeah, July 25th, 40 watt. Let's go.
All right. July 25th at the 40 watt. Let's get it. Time to sweep the floors.
What time is you? And no, they're not
So
clean
doors
the
open at
bathroom.
7. Show starts at 8 o'clock.
He opened it on me.
Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8 o'clock.
Do it.
It's
Done.
really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. They actually performed together at the Ad Fest. It was nice, man.
I know it was.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice show.
They open up for Bubba Sports, right?
They opened up for both.
Yeah.
It
They
was
put
nice.
Bubba on.
Yes, absolutely. But y'all, it's time to sweep the floors. We're gonna clean the clippers. Sam, the bathroom is yours. In the words of Rita Lawson's son, Odabo Jack.
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.